and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all of you at Gift Talks 2025, the knowledge sharing platform of Gifts World Expo, where industry professionals come together to learn, exchange ideas, and stay updated on the latest gifting trends. As we begin this 3-day conference, Gift Talks will serve as a hub for meaningful conversations, engaging insights, and inspiring stories from the changemakers who are redefining the gifting landscape in India and beyond. From emerging trends in smart and sustainable gifting to export opportunities and the power of digital marketing, we have curated a great lineup of presentations, panel discussions, and a fireside chat that is insightful, relevant, and future oriented. So, whether you are an industry veteran, an innovator, or an inspiring entrepreneur, there is something here for everyone. Let's come together, learn from each other, and unlock new ideas that shape tomorrow's gifting ecosystem. Without further ado, let's begin with our first session of the day. So, beginning our day, we have much awaited panel discussion on our inaugural session, Emerging India, the rise of Indian gifting industry and how Gift World Expo is contributing to its growth. This session brings together industry leaders who have not only witnessed the evolution of the Indian gifting sector, but have actively shaped it. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause as we welcome our moderator, Mr. Gaurav Juneja, Director of Mix Exhibition, to lead this engaging discussion. Guys, can we have a huge round of applause, everybody? With over 23 years of leadership in the exhibition industry, Mr. Juneja has delivered and created business platforms like Gifts World Expo, which serves as India's premier platform for the gift sourcing industry. A business management graduate from Symbiosis, he has transformed Mix into a global name, curating impactful shows across India, Thailand, Singapore, Dubai, and Canada. We now request our esteemed panelists to join us on the stage. Mr. Yashovardhan Gupta, founder and CEO of Torero. Mr. Yashovardhan specializes in OEM production for premium international brands across Europe, America, and Asia. He has built a firm on the vision of combining world-class design, global quality standards, and scalable Indian manufacturing. Mr. Gaurav Bhagat, Director of Consortium Gifts, his entrepreneur in six, emerged early selling comics at the age of 6 and over 50,000 board games by age 16, laying the foundation of his deep understanding of customer behavior and sales strategy. In 1999, he founded Consortium Gifts with just rupees 10,000, which has since grown into Asia's leading corporate gifting firm. Mr. Rahul Gupta, owner of Pinnacle, a seasoned professional in corporate gifting and multinational brand distribution, known for strategic mindset and relationship-driven approach. He brings both passion and precision to the table. Outside the work, he is committed to fitness and spirituality. Mr. Deep Bajaj, refounder Sirona Hygiene. Mr. Bajaj is a seasoned entrepreneur, femtech advocate, and refounder of Sirona Hygiene, India's leading intimate and menstrual hygiene brand. After launching 10 plus India first innovations, Sirona was acquired in 2024 for rupees 450 crores in 2025. Deep reacquired the brand to continue its mission. Now it's time to turn the spotlight to our first conversation of the day. And before that, I would request each one of you to please give a huge round of applause for all of them.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to today's panel discussion on a topic that blends culture, commerce, and cutting-edge technology. As you all have seen, the rise of Indian gifting industry over the years, how platform like exhibitions, networking, and now AI is transforming the future of gifting. Yesterday we had a discussion and Gaurav gave an insight that how AI is also helping this industry a lot. And yes, the coming years is all about AI. We've always seen that gifting was always predominantly only into Diwali. In India, gifting used to say Diwali gifts and New Year calendar and diaries. That's it. But now over the last 5 to 10 years, what we've seen that the industry is totally changed. It's not only Diwali gifting anymore. We have very, experienced people with us like Gaurav Bhagat, who's over 25 years into the gifting industry in India, serving corporates. I won't say he's the biggest in India, but I would say one of the biggest in Asia now. Gaurav, you've been dealing with corporates for over years. What is your take? How is the industry evolved?
Thank you, Gaurav. And you're spot on, right? And we spotted this trend maybe about 15 or 16 years ago where we said Diwali gifting is going to actually come down. New Year gifting and this concept of, diaries and calendars is going to die. And so we started moving away from this. We started pivoting away from this. And I think the nail in the coffin was the pandemic. Because when that happened and when people started working from home, right, and they were, needed to be given something all the time as virtual employees or hybrid employees, that started this entire trend, which is, there is no going back on that. And now, like you mentioned, today it's about giving something every month. In the office, out of the office, working from home, doesn't matter. So when people say Diwali aa rahi hai, I look at them and I say, so? Because, हमारे लिए तो पूरी साल ही दिवाली है. In fact, Diwali के time वो छुट्टी पे चले जाते हैं. Right? Because it's actually a time where we have no dependence on what the regular industry depends on. And I think, again, we just saw that and just, grateful that we spotted this opportunity many, many years ago.
Deep, I would say you invested in a lot of D2C brands into luggage, into bags, into women's hygiene, and a lot of other products. What is your experience with the gifting? Is it what Gaurav has said that it's not only Diwali? I mean, what is your experience into this?
No, thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for joining. Early morning sessions are very difficult to fill, so thanks for bearing with us. No, I think it is the definition of sales is changing, and now gifting is one of the channels. If you see it strategically, it can be one of the biggest channels for you to get consistent sales from the same client over and over again without much advertising spends. For instance, earlier, like Gaurav very rightly said, gifting used to be once in a while. With corporates, with startups, it's a monthly affair. You want to celebrate small and big wins, and you don't want to give away cards every month, man. You want to give away something which is more of a gesture. And now you can't repeat the same gesture again and again and again. So if you're a young startup and you can sell the need for your products, gifting as a channel can be a strength which is very, very difficult to replicate. I was just sharing with Gaurav, we make female hygiene products in Sirona. Presented as gift, but sold to the hotel chain as a need. So we tried it. And with Bloom Hotels, now if you check in into them, where am I selling? I'm selling on my website, right? I'm selling on Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa. What do I sell? Period paint product. I sell pepper sprays. वहीं से बिकते हैं. Bloom as a hotel had no need. We created a kit and sold it to them as a need for their clients to say, when a woman customer comes in, why don't you give her this gift? And now that has become a standard, 5,000 boxes a month order, thanks to Kishori, who's here in the audience, So if as a startup, you can don't think gifting as, like a one-off thing. Think of it as a sales channel, create combos, find who can benefit from these products. It can be a very steady source of
So actually,
income.
modern gifting has changed the trend, I would say.
It's a channel. Yeah, correct. You're right. Modern gifting. Thanks to you. So many of us.
Yeah. So actually what we've seen that how modern gifting and gifting brands catering to new age customers have both given emotion and utility in a gift now. Yashovardhan, you were primarily into leather products. What is your take on gifting now?
Hi guys. So thank you for being here and thank you to the fantastic panelists and hope we add some value to these guys. So Gaurav ji, so my perspective and what I've realized is that gifting, I always try to think of my consumer. So here in the gifting industry, we're more of a marketing industry, which enables the company to value either their customers, their employees, or their ecosystem. So I see it as a facet of marketing, and brands, they have a responsibility to take care of their customers. So when any, say, one of Gaurav's customers, when they give a gift to their employees, when they give a reputed brand, it is they are showcasing their respect to their employee or to their customer. Additionally, they are transferring the responsibility of performance and reliability and warranty to the brand that have not given you something which is unbranded or some. If it's a brand, then the consumer knows that I have received something
The
of
perceived value, yeah.
Not only the perceived value, but it's also the trust that this is a reliable product. So I see the gifting industry's role in enabling companies to better take care of their customers and their ecosystem. And this is more important in the era of AI. With AI and very agentic AI, and with the rise of AI, authenticity will matter more. So the ability to reach out with a physical product, with a note, and the ability to often personalize. For example, just to tell you guys what we do, we are among the leading leather goods and travel goods manufacturers in India. We're one of the main vendors to Reliance, and we're the worldwide licensee for the police brand. We signed on KL Rahul. So we have this new technique where we can personalize backpacks, duffels, etc. in 5 minutes with the individual's initial. So it's such a great gift that you're giving a branded product, like pretty much like what Tumi does. So we have that ability. So it shows respect and care towards your customers. And often, if you'll see, the gifting industry is driven in a large way by customers with dealer networks and distribution networks, because they use it as a sales engine. And so I think gifting industry will continue to rise because it is a form of authentic physical marketing. So that's where I see it.
Thank you. And how do you think AI is the power to personalization in gifting? How do you think that will help out?
So many ways. Now with AI, in fact, I was listening to this great talk by Arvind Srinivas in the WTF talk of Nikhil Kamath. And now with AI, it's so easy to code that he was predicting that you could even create individual apps. Everyone could create their own app. So that is the level that AI can go to. But when it comes to gifting industry, there are so many things. You could say that now an individual with an idea or an individual who wants to create a brand, you can create content. So the entire supply chain of the gifting industry can be enabled with AI. Now the ability to create catalogs, content is so easy. The ability to test it out with customers is so easy. Deep was talking about the kits. It is now so easy to create customized kits for each and every customer, because the graphic designing can be done at scale. You can personalize it at scale, individualize it for each and every consumer. So it's just a method. The business remains the same. Business is traditional. Business is about respect. It's about relationships. What Gaurav has always built his career on, deep relationships. And so AI just helps you do it cheaper, better, faster.
Deep, you being in D2C brand, how do you see AI?
Yeah, I think for now it's an enabler. Products to use karenge, So physical consumption will not go anywhere. What it does is, if you use it, as of now, the versions that are out there, I think he's covered pretty much all of it. That when it comes to maybe finding newer ways to sell, pehle aap apne dimag se सीमित होते थे. Today you can ask ChatGPT, boss, this is what I'm selling here. Where else can I sell? It gives me ideas like that. Of course, customizing in terms of, can you give me like a mock-up? You can get it in 5 minutes. आज आपने किसी से meeting करी, within 10 minutes you can send them a personalized presentation with your products. So all those things are there. It's a great enabler. But I believe it's still one of the mediums available to you for you to become more efficient. Use to आप ही को करना है. So,
Gaurav, your experience, you work with corporates. How do you think AI will help there?
Yeah, so I mean, for everyone in this room who's listening in as well, how many of you are looking for a particular customer? You have a particular company or a name in mind, by show of hands. How many of you are looking for someone, right? So what happens? Of course, we all are, right? We have to go out there and prospect. So AI is such a powerful prospecting tool. Okay, like you use something like, and free में मिलेगा आपको. I mean, Lusha जैसा एक tool है. Lusha, आप एक email ID के साथ 5 searches आप वैसे ही कर सकते हैं. So it'll be the first way you can reach out to someone. Apollo IO is another one. Okay, you can take Apollo IO and you can link it with instantly, where you warm up an audience. Okay, and then you can actually take the entire conversation forward. So it's a great way to get, your foot in the door. It's a great way to start that conversation as well. Also, I mean, to my mind, AI has always been an amplifier. In the gifting business, हम सब क्रिएटिव हैं, हम सब के पास आइडियाज हैं, लेकिन जब हम AI को उसको यूज करते हैं, be it anyone, be it ChatGPT, I mean Airtel users in the house, Airtel की सब्सक्रिप्शन किस किस के पास है by show of hands, right? Perplexity Pro आपको फ्री में मिला है, right? पूरे साल का एक्सेस आपको फ्री में मिला है. Are you actually going ahead and taking that? Are you going to go ahead and run with it and do something with it, right? So the point is, the tools are there. We all know the tools are there. Grab one thing, play around with it. Okay, use it for yourself. अगर आपकी teams है, give it to your teams as well. Right now at Consortium, we have 30 different 30 different applications that people are working with. 15 different people, 10 different teams are working with them, playing with them. Because अभी किसी को नहीं पता कि क्या होने वाला है. लेकिन जो आगे होने वाला है बहुत बड़ा होने वाला है. Get on the bandwagon now. Otherwise, if you're not amplifying with AI, you're probably dead.
आप उस पे एक वीडियो बनाओ ना अपना कि people like us can learn what all tools are there. Do a podcast on that. Sorry, sir.
Yes, definitely. Another sector in gifting which is, gaining too much momentum is celebration and wedding gifts. What are your take on that? Because like we started, India, mein sirf it was Diwali gifting, but now I see even your birthday return gifts going huge, your anniversary gifts. Yesterday there was a Mata Ki Chowki with one of my friends. I didn't go because I was busy here, but my wife got a gift from there. So I've seen that the trend changing a lot. What is your take on that sector?
So I'll come in and start on this one because I do understand the event and entertainment industry. In fact, IMA is organizing an event in Udaipur on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and we're actually sponsoring and participating as well. What is happening in this space of weddings and and celebrations is just mind-boggling. I think there again, let's just say different spokes of the same wheel. अगर आपके पास एक अच्छा product है, concept है, yes, it should come into the gifting, the conventional gifting in the D2C or the B2B and the B2C space as well. But in the wedding space, and you would all agree, जब लोग शादियों पे खर्चा करते हैं, तो मतलब उस टाइम कुछ नहीं पूछते. जब गिफ्टिंग के लिए कुछ चाहिए, लाइक पावर बैंक चाहिए, तो ऐसे की तैसे कर देंगे, मतलब 5 बंदों को बिठा देंगे, नेगोशिएटिंग करके रुला देंगे. लेकिन जब शादी में कुछ देते हैं, okay, that has to be state of the art, no questions asked, पैसे की तो कोई कमी नहीं है, like लोग घर गिरवी रख के मतलब पैसा ले आएंगे. So I just think that the wedding market is very interesting. There's a lot of regulation that's coming there. पहले थोड़ा बहुत ऐसा होता था, there's a lot of cash based, अभी भी होगा I'm sure, but now there's more and more agencies that are coming in which are saying, hey listen, we're not going to do such a large cash component, and that's being weird out. I find it a big opportunity. So again, अगर आप space के अंदर हैं and you're exploring gifting in the space of wedding, trousseau, celebrations, 100% big market.
Deep, what about you? Do you see that your products can fit into that sector?
100%, sir. आपको बस वो presentation की बात है. So for example, when you're going for a bachelor's trip or a spinster's trip, so we have a travel hygiene kit that we have created that you can take it there. For a girl, when you wedding trousseau gifts, if you see wedding, birthdays, we are getting very, very interesting requests for customization of products. Like there's a brand of ours where we've invested there into home decor. They do wall plates. So somebody just requested so they came up with Ramayana plates. So on the 50th birthday, they asked that this is what I would like to give as a return gift. Jagrata is similar. In case of Sirona, wedding has been, we've not tasted a lot of success, but we know that for these bachelor trips, etc., we have a use case, and for travel, of course. But एक दूसरा आगे बताता हूँ उसमें. आप तो ये वाले कह रहे हो ना, हमारे लिए even the first baby born is also a gift. Wedding gift is a hamper that we have created for intimacy. Those kind of gifts you'll have to create. You'll have to sell concepts. See, at the end of the day, it's concept selling, right?
Absolutely. Deep, what you're saying, gifting is not your regular gifting anymore. It's all about concept selling, creating hampers, creating opportunities, creating emotions out of gifts. That's how I would say the gifting industry evolving these days. And Yashovardhan, you are basically focusing on license gifting. How do you see that market of other brands selling their license to companies into corporate gifting or gifting? And how do you see what is the market?
Yeah. So, guys, so here I feel that luckily there is a big rise of D2C brands. What that has done is that has enabled consumers to be much more accepting of Indian brands. Earlier, that was not the case. So an international brand would open doors. So if you have a known brand such as Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, when you're essentially giving a branded product, it is the entire package around it. So it is the concept of trust, reliability, warranty, genuineness, authenticity. You're giving all of that combined into a certain package. And consumers did not know of Indian brands, did not have access to Indian brands, and weren't even aware of Indian brands, and did not even have the trust in Indian brands. But I see over the last decade, but specifically over the last 5 years, now the excitement over Indian brands is there. And I feel international brands are now realizing that they cannot just, sell on their brand alone. And then the brand must mean something. The brands must stand for something. So you find international brands also investing in brand ambassadors or real engagement with consumers, because consumer sab janta hai. So consumer, you can never fool a consumer. They know what is authentic. They know what is not authentic. Gone are the days कि आप कोई brand create कर दो जिसमें इटली लिख दो and consumer मान लेगा कि वो इटली से है. But they are very accepting of Indian brands. So my perspective here is that yes, international brands, licensed brands, they will always have a place to play, and it's much more of a volume and supply chain game. But this is an era of creativity. This is an era of newness, and one should create more and more new brands and really bring their innovation. And I think it is the time for Indian brands right now.
So we see the D2C boom and the big brand interest in India. Deep, I think so you yourself are displaying about 3 or 4 brands. I would say if I look at the platform today, we have about 700 companies exhibiting, and 300 must be D2C and big brands like Snitch, Boat, Zebronics. What we were discussing, all were startups, and now everyone become a brand. So I think so this is a very big market into this. Gaurav, in corporates, how do you see the perceived value of these D2C brands coming up these days?
So definitely what is happening, and the trend has been, like Yash also mentioned, the fact that people are looking for authenticity. They're looking for systems. They want products, which when they're going to people, they shouldn't cause harm. There shouldn't be a power bank which blows up. There shouldn't be a skin product, which causes, a rash or an irritation. So it's moved away from just being price conscious to also saying, okay, we'll pay a premium. Okay, and of course, if there's visibility, why is a brand like Mokobara where Mokobara is today? Right? It's like, okay, Diljit is using this bag, okay, and hence, this was used in this particular movie. So there's a lot of aspiration towards that as well. And I think that's drawing in, a lot of premium. So big move where it's no longer, and no offense to the, kitchen guy across, the booth, but the point is that people are moving away from that, just that standard, mass market thing, where even if they give you something small, they're like, okay, is this a brand? Has this been showcased somewhere? Is there a strong social presence? I think Abhi bhi gifting line ke andar, there's one big mistake that a lot of people are making is they're not realizing the impact that a strong social presence can have. Before, and all of you are brands, okay, for your brand, before your brand becomes a brand. I think, and I've known all these 3 gentlemen who are sitting on the stage with me for a very, very long time. They are the biggest advocates of their brand as well. So be a strong advocate, for yourself. Show up with authenticity, and sky's the limit. People will pay that premium for sure.
Thank you, Gaurav. We've seen how the industry changed, how the industry will evolve from only Diwali to seasonal to everyday gifting now. Interest of D2C brands, big brands coming into the market, AI helping out the industry. Anything else you want to add up and let the audience know how this industry is more going to rise? How do we see the export from India? I think so we are just lacking on the exports. Handicrafts, yes, definitely are being exported from India, but in terms of the other gifting and specifically promotional corporate, you see any, what I would say, what is the take on export from gifting from India? Yeah, Yashuvardhan, you were already doing, sorry.
Since we're doing a lot of exports, so here my perspective is that now this is also enabled by AI. One, I always like to break up a problem into small parts. So when you are exporting, it's really about also catching a lot of trends. Now we're about to sign an FTA with UK. So that really presents another opportunity of having import-free access. Additionally, there are various American websites that one can list themselves on. So Chamber of Commerce type of websites, which automatically open up doors. Our champion Gaurav, he is the president of IGC. So there are a bunch of these organizations, IGC, IPAC, etc. There used to be a big catalog as well, right? And staples kind of thing. So ecosystems such as that also opens your door to various customers. But business remains the same. If you have you can say, consumer-friendly, worldwide beating product in India, chances are that you will find fans of those products elsewhere as well. I will admit that it is a far more competitive world because China has about 15 years additional manufacturing experience than us. So when you're exporting, you're competing with the big boys. So you really truly have to have the right product. But I would encourage people that to really break down, export by country, by technique, by channel, and it is quite easy.
Yeah, and just to add to that, right? I think we're in a world. I mean, geopolitics is sabhi dekh rahe hain, Trump uncle kya kar rahe hain. We're just seeing what's happening everywhere, right? And I think he has thrown us an opportunity. I spend a lot of my time global. Hence I'm at a lot of global events and a lot of global, meetings, etc. Everyone is saying China ke baad kya? Like, what is the China plus one, philosophy and all that? I think that's become a very big piece. And everyone said, "Bahut China to ek hathi hai, hum ek cheetie hain." Okay, but I think we had also read or heard this story when we were children on how an ant can also cause a little bit of discomfort to an elephant. I think what is most important is कि India के अंदर आज intent है. Okay, we have the intent that we want to go out there and do big things. हम comfortable नहीं हैं. Hunger बहुत है, भूख हमारे अंदर बहुत है अभी. And I think what is happening with that is everything else will catch up. I mean, pre-pandemic, okay, 2018 consortium का 80% माल China से आता था. Okay, today in this world, 85 to 90% of my stuff is coming, from companies like Torero, from companies like Deeps. In this particular exhibition, when I walk, I know I'll be swarmed by like over 100 people because I have 100 vendor partners who are over here and I'm here to support them. I went to the China exhibition and the Hong Kong exhibition. I finished in half a day. आज मैं गौरव को बोल रहा था जब मैं सुबह आया था मेरा प्लान था यहाँ आधा दिन स्पेंड करने का पर मुझे लग रहा है कि अगर मैं 2.5 दिन भी स्पेंड करूँ मेरी टीम तो यहाँ है तब भी एग्जीबिशन कम पड़ेगी छोटी पड़ेगी so I just think there's a big Make in India story. Leverage it.
Thank you, Gaurav. This is what we wanted to hear. That thai din bhi kam padega. Thank you. And this will give encouragement to people like Deep and Yash who are already there at the show. And thank you everyone for your insightful session and your thoughts on it. I think so. There is a big market for India and a big story for India. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, guys.